Welcome back to London, England for one of two games being played in the beautiful country this week as we see Arsenal face off against Club America. Club America, we've talked about it already, bottom of the table, playing a lineup of almost exclusively goalkeepers, except for the man playing goalkeeper. Adama Timete joined the team shortly before week 2 and sure enough got stuck in net, even though he's probably one of the most prolific goal-scoring options in the entire league. Speaking of goal-scoring options, take a look at Jack Flatch, a man who started off the season on fire with a hat trick against Inter, has since slowed down just a little bit, but we see an Arsenal lineup that is the exact same as we saw last week. The change of Shevchenko coming onto the bench for Omobo didn't prove fruitful last week, as we saw Barcelona take a win, but that Flatch and Saunders combination has been lethal up front. Taking a look at that America lineup, we've seen it almost every week so far. Still have yet to score a goal coming into today's game. Hoping to turn things around a little bit, maybe prove this experiment, I guess we can call it, prove that it has some sort of merit to it.
Thank you for attending the Emirates Stadium. Enjoy the game.
But we're looking at an Arsenal squad that's looking to bounce back. 2 consecutive losses. Week 3, dropping points to Manchester United, who up until that point hadn't had a win. And last week, the 1-2 matchup versus Barcelona, heartbreaking loss. The team is basically out of contention for a league title after those 2 games, hoping that something can go their way. They're going to need help from other games, but we're seeing a lot of positive progress so far today as Gouveia takes it up this left wing. Good ball over the top to Omobo. Back to Saunders. Early goal from Arsenal, coming out firing after those couple of games dropping points. Something must have gotten inside the locker room on the training pitch over the week. They don't look like a team that's going to come in and just be satisfied with 1 point, or if they somehow lose this game, they will not be happy. Hector Saunders with a rocket, top shelf, and you don't see a single defender near him. America still has a long way to go as far as their marking is concerned. They don't track very well. They haven't been able to stop anyone from scoring goals on them yet this season, and that trend continues today. Good ball over the top. Omobo, Vinuesa Ramos. One-on-one with the keeper. And Timete, even though he's not listed as a goalkeeper, has made some incredible saves so far this season. You can tell that he's a guy that maybe this isn't the position he wanted to be playing when he agreed to sign on for this club. But since he's been asked to play it, he's going to do everything he can to succeed in it. And he's made a few great saves this season. Jack Flatch off the volley, just inside the 18-yard box. Jack Flatch, he's back, everyone. Had a couple of down games, able to launch a rocket top corner. And this is something that Arsenal missed in their game against Manchester United. They were not able to get the ball to Flatch in positions where he could be dangerous. Now, this defense is not what Manchester United has. Manchester United has a much more sound, solid defense than Club America, but This could be the return of Jack Flatch. See a good ball forward. Jasper Dalgard rings one off the post. That is the closest Club America's come all season to putting one in the back of the net, and you have to believe Woodsy is... his pants feel a little bit tighter now that he's bricked himself a little bit. Flatch, Milicevic. Maybe a little bit too much on the flair and fanciness, but ultimately get the ball to where they want to go. And you can see the confidence from Club America riding high after that shot rang off the post. Strange no call as we see Ziegler take down Milicevic possibly just inside the box. It was on the line, but no call from the referee. Play continues, and it looks like a little bit of confusion. Ball gets launched up into Jack Flatch's hand. It's going to be going the way of Club America. Fans not happy. Jack Flatch back on that ball again, looking for some space. Finds Vinuesa Ramos. Nice one touch, back of the net. Arsenal 3-0. I feel like it's safe to say that that couple week long slide that this team went on has been all sorted out. We're seeing great link up play across the board. Flatch pulls back, is patient, finds the open man who Vinuesa Ramos is one of the 2 to 3 best midfielders in this league, right up alongside David Eriksson, Geronimo Moyano. Those guys are top class players so far this season. And the only position that Arsenal really doesn't have a guy that I would put in, if we had a all-star team to end this season, the only position that Arsenal doesn't have a player on that team is across the back line. Everyone's been serviceable. Everyone's been good. But no one has separated themselves into that level of greatness. You have Jack Flatch up front. He's... early on in the season, he proved himself to be probably the most dangerous striker. He's disappeared the last couple weeks. As Hector Saunders gets free, Timite gloves that one. But even still, he's had a couple of down weeks. You have to put him as probably the most complete striker in the league. Vinuesa Ramos, again, team's offense has been lacking, but his vision, his ability to see 2-3 steps ahead and track back and play defense, he's an amazing asset. As he takes the ball off of Club America there. Saunders. Good ball forward, a little bit too much on it as Jack Flatch goes flying into Adama Timite. But Club America, there was questions on whether or not this strategy of all goalkeepers was going to do anything positive for them, and entering the 5th week of the season, almost halfway through the game, we can say no. They're the only team without a goal scored this season, coming into today's game as a minus 20 goal differential. Offsides called on Vedad Milicevic. But the all-keeper lineup, as it turns out, is just as bad as we thought. A little bit of a knock picked up by Gustavo Jimenez as he goes down again. Milicevic finds Flatch. Vinuesa Ramos. If Tamite was a lifelong goalkeeper, he would very possibly be the best in our league. So far, he's getting beat because he doesn't have a lot of support, but the man, you could see he puts in time in training to get better at something he's never done before. Flatch finds Saunders, tries to get it back to Flatch. Juricic just beats him to the ball. You have to assume that if Flatch gets onto that, it's 4-0 Arsenal. So we wind down to the end of the first half. It's been as one-sided as every single game involving Club America. 3-0 going into the half. Jack Flatch is back. Hector Saunders is back. Vinuesa Ramos is back. All three of those guys are the key to Arsenal's offensive success. And for them to have any chance at possibly still winning the league, they're going to need to be on point for the next 2 weeks. They need to run up the score today to make sure that that goal differential that they're currently down gets brought a little bit closer, and they need to win and win big against Manchester United next week in their second matchup. First time around, they lost 1-0. Early goal from Griffin Lennon, never able to equalize. Drop points there, and then last week against Barcelona, that could have been their nail in the coffin. But there are still a few scenarios in which if both of the teams that are currently at the top of the table in Inter Milan and Barcelona who play this week drop points, Arsenal could still be our league champions. They just need to make sure they win, and they win big. As we see the through to Vinuesa Ramos, that gives us our 3-0 scoreline. We get the second half underway. I want to see Arsenal push as hard as they can here. Last couple weeks, we've seen a little bit of a lightening up as Shevchenko comes on for Milicevic to start this half. We've seen them getting a little bit complacent, a little bit passive, the same way we've seen it from Manchester United. Vinuesa Ramos maybe a little bit too eager to put something on net. But we've seen them get a little bit too lackluster in their abilities to get forward and attack. If they're going to have a chance at possibly coming back, winning the league, then they're going to need to do something about that. Nice ball over the top. Flagged for offsides, though. Omobo got about a step too far forward before the ball was played to him. Fletch into Vinuesa Ramos. Another wonderful save from Timite, but you have to wonder, can he do that all day? He's already given up 3. He's made an equal amount of wonderful saves. That ball is clear, going to the back of the net. Gets a great hand to it. And you see the difference. 6 shots for Vinuesa Ramos to Dalgard only getting a single shot. Bjorkander, wonderful ball through to Savchenko. Timite. I'm really hoping that he's yelling at his line right now because they let a man get through again. Another wonderful save. Ball played short to Hector Saunders. And that's the type of thing that Arsenal needs to cut out. Dribbled the ball all the way from the corner back across the pitch and then just gives it up. Now, Club America hasn't proven to be a good offensive team at all this season. They might be able to get away with that against them, but against Manchester United next week, that is not going to be an option. Nice ball over the top from Savchenko. And as we see Breck de la Garza on, came on for Jack Fletch. Good time for him to get some minutes. Hector Saunders getting a chance, and Omobo, ball across to de la Garza. And Breck de la Garza has knocked on the door about 3 different times since being signed. The upright scissor attempt goes off target, but if he keeps getting looks in these types of aggressive areas, you have to assume that either sometime this week or next week he will put one in the back of the net. Final substitution for Arsenal. Lucas Kosciuszko making it on for Samuel Omobo, who's had a great game so far. Nothing on the score sheet with his name. Not sure that he has an assist either, but very solid outing. Has gotten a couple balls into the middle. Great ball from the back. Savchenko alone. And the Arsenal wingers so far this season haven't been able to find the back of the net. Have done a good job of supplying balls in to Jack Fletch and Hector Saunders, but they themselves have been a little bit underwhelming, if we're being honest. We expected Savchenko, Milicevic, Omobo to be a very dangerous core coming into the season, but if we're holding all things to be true, then these guys have been average at best. And them in part with a defense that has given up goals at inopportune times are the reason that, as things stand right now, Arsenal is sitting 3rd in the table and will remain there unless Inter Milan drops all 3 points to Barcelona today, which is a situation that they don't want anyway. Vinuesa Ramos finds the ball out to the side. Konechny. De La Garza trying to get the ball back through. Not able to get it through Vasquez, though. As we wind down to the final minutes of the game, take a look forward. We're going to see Arsenal take on Manchester United again next week. Second matchup, rivalry week. First time they played, though, Manchester United gave Arsenal their first loss on the season at that time, 1-0, off of an early goal from Griffin Lennon. If Arsenal wants to move up the table or even keep their spot in the table, they're going to need a win. It could be a battle for third place next week if Manchester United can pull off a win against Bayern Munich today. But for that to even be a possibility, Arsenal needs to get a win today and next week. Club America will take on an Inter Milan team that takes on Barcelona this week, who could be looking for a league title of their own. They currently sit second in the table, only 3 points back. If they can take a win, we're all square and level, and the only thing that's deciding these teams is goal differential. So Club America could play spoiler to a potential league title for their rivals Inter Milan, who beat them last time as well. But from what we saw today, Arsenal is back. They shored up those couple of issues that they had. They looked a lot tighter through the middle of the field. Vinuesa Ramos did a great job of supplying the ball. Omobo did a great job of getting the ball through back to the middle from the wing. And if it weren't for a couple of key and very athletic saves from Adama Timite, we're looking at a scoreline of 6-0, 7-0 because of how dynamic and strong that Arsenal lineup looked today. As we get back to, this is the Jack Flatch goal. One touch, down to the boot, squares it up, and just launches it. Nothing but quality from the guy. It's good to see him bounce back after two kind of silent, maybe a little bit lackluster games. Gets a goal and an assist off of Vinuesa Ramos with 6 shots on target today and only 1 goal is borderline criminal. The guy was active. He was aggressive all game. But Adama Timite is definitely starting to squeeze himself into a role and get more comfortable. So I think final week of the season coming up. What kind of growth will Club America have? Will they be able to challenge Inter Milan for a victory? Will Arsenal be able to figure out their situation on the wing and get a little bit more support from out there? And can they beat Manchester United in what, at this moment, is third place on the line for them? So 3-0 Arsenal today, though. Week 6 coming up. Rivalry week 2. Hope to see you then.